Did you know that 2024 is an 8-year? Now, if that sounds a little woo-woo, hear me out, because the 8-year is all about power and success and balance. So, if your vision for 2024 is to create and keep more money, yes, please, right? Then starting the year by getting clear on what steps you can take that both capitalize on the energy of the 8-year and give you practical guidance is definitely a smart move to make. I'm Kendall. Tune in this week to learn the different approach I'm using to start this year, what happened for me the last time we had an 8-year, a quick self-audit I have for you to pinpoint if your relationship with money needs to catch up with that dreamy vision you have for yourself, and finally, a simple 4-step checklist that lays out for you clearly and simply how to create your own money reinvention this year. It's all here for you in this episode of the Money Coach School podcast. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Money Coach School podcast. To really excel at coaching women, you have to be skilled, confident, and even fearless at money coaching. If you're passionate about women holding genuine money power and love supporting women entrepreneurs, then this is the show for you. Now here's your host, money feminist Kendall Summerhawk.
Hello, beautiful coaches, and welcome to a brand new year. I love the whole vibe of January because it has that feeling of new beginnings, and I love new beginnings. My whole approach to January is different, though, than what I see a lot of people in the coaching space taking. Now, I know a lot of people like to reflect on the past year. They like to look at what worked. They like to look at what didn't work and use that comparison to recast the new year. And while I've certainly done that in the past, this year, I'm not. That's not the approach I'm taking. I have zero interest in looking at what did not work last year. So to me, it feels like reliving things that were difficult or painful, and I just don't see the value in that at this time. I did massive amounts of self-reflection last year, and I'm in an entirely new place now, so why go back just because that's what others do? So instead, what I'm doing is only looking forward. I'm being really disciplined in evaluating what I'm doing or what I'm thinking of doing by asking one simple self-coaching question. And that question is, does this decision or activity move me closer to realizing my vision? It's a simple yes or no answer. There's no equivocating, no trying to make something fit that really isn't a fit, and no dragging issues from last year forward into this year. I am so clear about my vision for my business and about what I want my contribution to the coaching industry to look like going forward, and I feel incredibly grateful for this clarity. You know, it's really exciting after more than 22 years in the coaching industry to be creating a whole new vision for my business. And this is one of the things that I love so much about coaching is that as you change and grow, your coaching business can change and grow too. It isn't static. It's a continuous process of seeing a new vision, then using the year to become the woman, to become the coach who is living into that vision. So in light of that, there are a couple of things I want to talk with you about today. Number one is immersing yourself into the powerful magic of 2024 being an 8-year. This is an 8-year because when you add up all the numbers of 2024, it totals the number 8. Now, I'm not a numerologist, but I know that numbers have power and significance. And the 8 has its own special magic that I think is worth talking about for a moment here because of how it can support you in stepping up into a really powerful year for yourself. Symbolically, the number 8 represents power and success, but it also represents balance. And you can see that in the 8. You see the circles top and bottom? I'm so fascinated by this being an 8-year that I got to thinking, when was the last time that we had an 8-year? And what did that look like for me in my business? So if my math is right, that was back in 2015. So just for grins, I looked at how much money we made in my business in 2015, and it was nearly to the penny $3 million in 1 year. Now, if I go back to the symbolism of an 8-year, making 3 million in 1 year for sure represents the power and success an 8-year brings forward. But the balance part is represented there too. 2015 was the year I made 2 huge decisions about my business that to the outside world looked like a crazy pants thing to do. But those decisions were so right for me, and they completely changed my lifestyle into the freedom-based version that I enjoy today every single day. So thank you, 2015, for being an 8-year and being the catalyst for that. So for you, the 8's symbolism of balance means this is your money year. No more feeling out of balance with money. No more lugging along money stories from the past, which I'm going to talk more about in just a moment. What the 8-year does for you is create an opening for a money reinvention that you absolutely want to take every advantage of. It's like riding a wave, and the wave is happening, and you don't want to get left behind on the shore. So if the energy of an 8-year is power, success, and balance, then what does this mean you need to pay attention to? What inner money work do you need to do to start reaping the rewards in terms of making and keeping more money? And even more importantly, what inner money work do you need to do to create that new relationship with money that gives you money peace? If you're listening to this podcast episode in real time, first of all, thank you. But second of all, one resource that I have for you that walks you through a key piece of that inner money work is a free masterclass that I'm leading right now. It's called Money Reinvention, and I'll link to it in the show notes. I'm offering a limited time replay, so I encourage you to look in the show notes, click on the link, and get registered for it before this episode ends. So that key piece of inner money work that is so important is understanding and reinventing your money story. The approach that I take is a very, very different way of looking at money story. The money story coaching that we're going to do in the free masterclass, Money Reinvention, which is all about money stories, is not the typical shallow past that just looks at how your parents spoke about money. Inside the free masterclass, I'm going to reveal for you the 3 money stories that every woman has. I'm going to give you the key signs that tell you in what specific ways each of these 3 money stories is impacting you right now, plus give you specific steps you can take to release, renew, and reinvent your relationship with money. This is a whole new paradigm of how you can master your money stories so that you are in control and at choice with money, at choice with your emotions with money, at choice in your relationship with money, at choice with your behaviors with money. This is the inner money work that needs to happen for you right now if you're excited to create a whole new chapter for yourself and your relationship with money. And the timing is so perfect because women in the coaching space, and really women in the bigger world of entrepreneurship, are in a very, very different place than we have ever been before. We've proven that we can make money. The internet has given you power and opportunity beyond what you could have ever previously imagined. It's really phenomenal. It's a miracle. But your relationship with money, maybe it hasn't caught up yet, and it's time that it does. So here's a quick self-audit to see if this is true for you by seeing if any of these 4 areas are ones you'd say, oh yeah, that's true for me. So number 1, you are self-led in so many areas of your life, but not yet fully with money. Number 2, you are self-aware, yet find yourself caught in a repeating cycle of money habits and thoughts and beliefs and patterns that do not do justice to that next level that you are so capable of achieving. Number 3, you have heart and courage, absolutely, but are uncertain about how to change your money story and uncertain how to develop new money habits and beliefs and ways of thinking that will up-level your life and, of course, up-level your income. And number 4, you're determined not to remain caught in a status quo pattern of earning, and instead you want the secret to creating overflow. So if one or more of those are true for you, definitely check out that free masterclass using the link in the show notes, because once you understand the 3 money stories that I'm teaching, you can begin your money reinvention. I'm also going to be sharing specific steps that you can take today to create that conscious relationship with money that you've been seeking. And by conscious, what I mean is a positive, resourceful, fully aligned, beautiful, peaceful, and exciting relationship with money. because then you can breathe easier, because then you can easily unhook from the past, and because then you can change generational money patterns, which are all good things to bring into the new year for yourself, right? So that's number one. Immerse yourself into the powerful magic of 2024 being an 8-year, and to start your money reinvention by gaining a fresh, new perspective about your money stories that frees you from the past and releases you to move forward into being self-led with money. The second thing I want to talk with you about today is giving you a checklist of key steps you can take to create your money reinvention. So the challenges that you face as a coach in today's coaching space, they are not insignificant, let's be honest. But you're not going to find the answer to meeting those challenges in working harder, in figuring out a shiny new funnel, or in shrinking to fit by telling yourself, well, maybe this is as good as it gets. Because in reality, what I've discovered is that there is no outward tactic, no outward strategy that will overcome a gap in your relationship with money. It's just not possible. What you need actually is very, very simple, and it is to eliminate the invisible barrier between you, inner worth, and greater wealth in your business. And this goes so much deeper than just generic mindset work. It is the key to you being empowered and equipped to handle any challenge your business throws your way. Because, and here's the powerful part that I discovered that absolutely was life-changing for me. I discovered that every decision, every action, every goal, every achievement, every success, every new level springs from your relationship with money. Every one, from list size to launches, from pricing to publicity, from just enough money to experiencing overflow, from getting out of money drama loops to creating money peace and stability. Creating a money reinvention, it doesn't happen just by wishing for it, right? If that were only true. It happens by knowing what to do, and I've simplified it into 4 key steps for you. So, step number 1, developing the skill of mastering your emotions with money. Now, this does not mean trying to control your emotions, which is really impossible because we're women. We feel everything, right? What you want is to have a process that you can turn to anytime you need it, to be a choice with your emotions regarding money. And maybe you have a process for this, and that is awesome. I know what I did is to create a self-coaching process, meaning I can coach myself through it, and you can coach yourself through it, that works brilliantly for always putting you at choice with your emotions, for mastering your emotions with money. And this is the core process that I teach inside of my Secret Energy of Money Mastermind. We are enrolling in Secret Energy of Money right now, so I will link to that page also in the show notes. So step number 1 is developing the skill of mastering your emotions with money. Step number 2, getting key money principles and money tools that you can use over and over to create prosperity and growth today and over a lifetime. Knowing how to think about money and having the right money tools are how you don't just wander aimlessly on your money reinvention journey, but instead, they're how you follow a proven path that results in you experiencing money in your life and in your business distinctively different than you ever have before. And of course, there are tangible results tied to that. And the tangible results of having key money principles and money tools is you making, keeping, and having more money. Step number 3 is shifting your money stories so that you're released from the past and being able to be self-led with money. And I think what's so important about inner work with money stories is keeping the energy of that work fresh and forward feeling and never heavy or painful, because releasing money stories really can be a positive experience that leaves you uplifted. And step number 4, relinquishing not enoughness in the process. So if you focus on just these 4 things, you will always be at choice with your emotions with money, which means you will always make great decisions for yourself and for your business. And it means you'll always be able to handle any challenge your business throws your way. So to wrap up here, we talked about really embracing the energy of the 8-year and using it to your advantage because it's all about power, success, and attaining balance. We talked about how attaining balance means making significantly more money, keeping more money, and creating your money reinvention. Oh, I'm so excited for you about that. I gave you that quick self-audit to see if any of those 4 areas are where you might not be quite hitting the mark yet with being self-led with money, if any of those are true for you. I gave you that checklist of 4 key steps you can take to create your money reinvention. And I gave you that free resource of my Money Reinvention Masterclass, which we're running right now. So definitely get in on that while the replay is still available. And I gave you the resource of the Secret Energy of Money Mastermind, which we're enrolling for right now. So the links for the free masterclass and for the Secret Energy of Money Mastermind, they are in the show notes. And what I want to leave you with today is this. As a money feminist, which I am, I take a stand for you always being at choice. It's time for you to be at choice with your emotions with money. It's time for you to be at choice in your relationship with money. It's time for you to be at choice with your behaviors with money. I truly believe this is the money work that needs to happen for you right now, because this is your money reinvention moment. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I'm excited to connect with you again next week in our next episode. So be sure to join me there. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Money Coach School podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you follow so you never miss an episode. Also, I would so love and appreciate if you would leave a 5-star review. Your review supports women just like you in discovering all of the juicy tips and insights I'm sharing here on how to coach women on money. And if you want to learn how to excel at coaching women on money, definitely go to KendallSummerhawk.com and check out the wealth of money coach trainings that we have for you. Thanks so much for being part of this money coaching movement and for tuning into the show every week.